Hello again, and welcome to another visual journal entry by me, your host, Blue Goat Bard, where I will pontificate endlessly for 5 to 10 minutes about some random thing going on in my life, and maybe it'll be useful and maybe it won't, but either way, it's mildly entertaining. You know what? I did some thinking and I do care. Hit that like, subscribe, put a comment down below. Like, if you've got a thought, if you want to contradict something I've said, please do so, because I'm just a dude, and it's nice to have opinions, but it's also nice to be disagreed with at times. So do that thing. Today, I think I want to talk a little bit about boredom. And, I touched on it a little bit yesterday when I was talking about weight loss. So, go check that one out. But boredom in general is something that's kind of plagued me as of late, which is weird because I have a ton of things that I could be doing and I'm not doing any of them. So, and maybe that's the problem. So, okay, let me give you a little basis for what I'm talking about here. So I'm sitting on the couch earlier, perusing YouTube, just watching one 20-minute video after another and just kind of staring, a dead look in my eyes. And I realized, I really should go do a journal entry today. And I sat there for another 20 minutes thinking about that before I decided to get up and come do it. And I couldn't figure out what the deal was. It's not hard to go sit in front of the camera and talk to random people or yourself for, 5-10 minutes at a time. It really isn't. Like, I can pontificate endlessly about something if you just give me a topic. That's twice for pontificate. But why don't I? Like, why did I just get up and walk in the other room and get it done? Well, it's funny. I think boredom is just, it's been getting to me. And I think, just to be clear, I think this whole thing that I'm doing here is a subject, it's a product of boredom. This journal, I have so many things that I could be doing. I'm gardening, I'm making beer, I'm growing mushrooms, I got a house to clean, I got dogs to play with. I don't have enough fingers to count all these things out on. I got video games I could play. I have books I could be reading. I have yards to mow. I have so many things that I could be doing. I'm doing none of them. And instead, I'll go and I'll sit in front of the TV. I lock the dog out. He's lonely. Maybe it's just the general overwhelming nature of all of the things that I could be doing that just gets to me and I just want to shut off at times. Possibly. Maybe it's a lack of inspiration. But boredom is a very strange thing to me. So, for instance, I'll get on Facebook and I'll just scroll and I'll find myself a little video about something and then I'll watch that. I'll be like, oh, what's this next video? And I'll scroll and I'll keep watching. Dopamine is a bitch, all right? Dopamine is that chemical in your brain that basically gives you the little bits of reward for whatever you're doing. So when you get online and you notice someone has liked your post, boop, that's a dopamine hit. That is basically addiction right there. So like the brain is wired for efficiency. So if you do something and you get a result out of it, it does it weighs it, says, okay, how hard was the thing I did versus how good was the thing I got? And if the level of effort is way above the actual hit of dopamine that you get from it, it tends to want to look for other activities. And here's the thing about social media. For some reason, and I don't know what it is, but you do this, you post something and it's real easy. It takes a minute to do. And then you get a like, you get this really high level of dopamine hit from that. And I don't know why. It's really stupid. But then you're like, oh, more likes mean more dopamine hits. So you tend to focus on that. You sit there and watch it. I know that every time I post a video on YouTube, I go back and I look, has anyone liked this? Has anyone subscribed? Has anyone commented? And that's cool and all, but then as you start to get likes, as you start to get all that, then you start looking for more because the one or two's not enough anymore. And the same thing with videos. It's you watch a video, you get an emotional feeling from it, and then suddenly, okay, I want another one because I want to get that. It only took 5 minutes to get that really interesting emotional feeling from whatever it was I was interested. I was excited, I was outraged, whatever, depends on what I was watching. I want to go find another one. And then you spend all day, I literally have wasted 2 hours of my life before just scrolling through, watching videos that had no meaning to my life when there's other things I could do. Dopamine. So I watched another thing about a dopamine detox, where they basically talk about, like anything, the more dopamine you get in your brain, the more you need to get that same feeling. It's just like a drug. It's a chemical drug that we produce in our brain. So like, one like is good and it gets me here, but then like later one like only gets me here. I need 5 to get back up to there. Cool. So a dopamine detox, which I'm not sure is psychologically sound or scientifically sound, it's basically where you sit down for a day and you do nothing. You allow yourself to be bored. You don't get involved in anything that gives you a dopamine hit. I mean, you can go for a walk, that kind of thing, but everything is a low dopamine hit activity. So basically, you allow yourself to be bored. And the idea is, by allowing yourself to be bored and by immersing yourself in that boredom, your resistance to dopamine goes down, so that you kind of do a reset, and then the next time you do an activity like working out or working in the garden, something that's high effort, low reward, the dopamine hits you harder and you get more from it. It helps you train yourself to like want to do high intensity activities and get away from like the Facebook and the YouTube and that kind of stuff, like stuff that gives you that dopamine but actually is not meaningful in any way, shape, or form. So that's my issue. I think my boredom is actually causing me to just distract into methods of obtaining dopamine easily with very little input on my part, with very little effort. Because the cool thing about YouTube is I can just straight up fat kid right on the couch for an hour or two, and this is the level of effort that I have to do, which really sucks. And I think we are training ourselves to basically be lazy and get no meaning out of our life. I could probably find some evidence for this if I really search for it. But anyways, that's my thought for the day. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe I'm going to try and just avoid YouTube for a few days and turn the TV off, put some music on, and just get some work done around the house. Just do little things. Pay attention to things that get me nothing. Examine my garden, goof around outside, throw the dog's ball. I don't know. Just try and get out of whatever this weird funk I'm in so I don't have to be bored all the time. And then not do the things that I said I wanted to do. So, good thing is you can strong arm yourself enough to go get it done, and that's why I'm here today. So, thank you for listening. This has been another visual journal entry. Like, subscribe, comment, make me feel better. Yeah. Okay, bye.